Be me, Ellen. Working at some clothing store. Think I know everything about relationships. Constantly rolling my eyes at guys and their friendships. Men are just a herd, I'd say to anyone who'd listen. All they do is drink together and act tough. Remember this one time at the coffee shop near work. Group of guys sitting there. One looked upset about something. His buddies were patting his back, buying him drinks. Look at them, I whispered to Jessica. So fake, just performing masculinity. Jessica giggles while adjusting her newest hair color, some platinum thing. Right? Thank God we actually care about each other. Felt so intellectually superior. These men with their surface-level bonding rituals. Meanwhile, I had real friendships, deep connections. Thought I was so much smarter than everyone else. Spoiler alert, I wasn't. My crew consisted of Jessica and Megan. Jessica from university, constantly reinventing her look. This week she's got bangs, next week they're gone. Always dramatic about everything, lives for attention. Girls, you won't believe what happened in my psychology class. Everything was either literally the best or absolutely tragic. Megan worked some office job, never really specified what. Had this way of looking at people like she's calculating their worth, spoke in measured tones, every word deliberate. That's interesting, she'd say when she disagreed. But I thought this was sophistication. Thought we were better than those mindless male groups. Our usual hangout was this trendy cafe downtown. Overpriced lattes and pretentious atmosphere. Perfect for feeling superior to everyone else. We'd spend hours dissecting other people's lives. Did you see how desperately Sarah from accounting was flirting? Those guys from the gym think they're so cool with their protein shakes. Felt like we were part of some exclusive intellectual circle. Jessica would document everything on her phone. This lighting is perfect for my story. Megan would make dry observations about human behavior. People are so predictable in their insecurities. I'd orchestrate most conversations, feeling like the leader, the one who really understood how shallow everyone else was. We had this running joke about male friendships whenever we'd see groups of guys together. Bet they're talking about sports and beer, probably planning their next fishing trip where they'll grunt at each other. Jessica would do impressions, dumbing down her voice. Bro, that was so sick, bro. Megan would add clinical commentary. They bond through shared activities because they lack emotional intelligence. I'd feel so validated in my superiority. We were different, we were deeper. We talked about real things, feelings, relationships, not like those cavemen who just wanted to watch games together, thought our friendship was unbreakable. We'd make elaborate plans weeks in advance, shopping marathons where we'd critique everyone's fashion choices, movie nights where we'd analyze every character's psychological motivations, weekend brunches that lasted 4 hours minimum. We'll always have each other, Jessica would declare dramatically, usually while taking a selfie with her new hair. Unlike men who abandon each other the moment it gets real. Megan would nod approvingly. Emotional maturity is unfortunately rare. Felt like we'd cracked some code that everyone else was missing. Our text chain was constantly active. Jessica sending outfit photos every morning. Does this say effortlessly chic or trying too hard? Megan sharing workplace observations. My coworkers' relationship drama is fascinating from a psychological standpoint. I'd contribute stories from the clothing store. Customers trying on clothes they couldn't afford. Couples fighting over spending money. We'd analyze everything to death. Thought this was profound friendship. Way more meaningful than guys talking about their weekend plans. Started noticing small changes, but ignored them. Jessica taking longer to respond to messages. When she did reply, shorter responses. Less enthusiasm about our plans. Megan's observations becoming more pointed. Some people really do overshare, don't they? Felt directed at me, but couldn't be sure. When we met up, conversations felt different. Less supportive validation, more subtle judgment. Jessica more interested in her phone than our discussion. Megan's calculating stare lingering longer on me, but convinced myself it was temporary stress. Work pressure, school deadlines, life getting complicated. Surely our deep connection could weather minor bumps. Then everything in my life started crumbling simultaneously. Work became a nightmare. Manager constantly criticizing my sales performance. Ellen, your numbers are concerning. We need to see improvement. Family drama exploded over some inheritance issue. Felt overwhelmed, drowning in problems I couldn't solve alone. Naturally turned to my support system. These amazing friends who were so much better than shallow male relationships. Surely they'd prove how superior female friendship really was. Prepared to be validated in all my beliefs about deep emotional connections. Texted Jessica first, heart pounding with anxiety. Having the worst week ever? Really need to talk to someone. Watch the message go from delivered to read. Hours pass, nothing. Finally get back a brief response. Ugh, that sucks. Super busy with this group project though. Group project she'd never mentioned before. Tried again the next day. Seriously struggling. Could really use my best friend right now. Sorry, babe. Professor assigned like 3 papers this week. But her social media told a different story. Pictures from some house party, laughing with people I'd never seen. Videos of her trying on clothes at expensive stores. Apparently had plenty of time for fun, just not for me. Turned to Megan, hoping for her analytical insight. Going through some serious stuff. Would love to get your perspective. Waited anxiously for her measured, thoughtful response. Got back clinical detachment instead. Sorry, Ellen, dealing with my own workplace politics right now. Maybe try talking to a professional about your problems. Felt like getting slapped with ice water. This was Megan's idea of support? Tried explaining how much I needed someone to listen. I understand you're struggling, but I'm not really equipped for this. Equipped? Like friendship was a technical skill. Meanwhile, seeing her check-ins in restaurants I couldn't afford. Weekend trips she'd never mentioned planning. Clearly had time and energy, just not for me. Desperation mode activated. Started calling instead of texting, hoping for real connection. Jessica's voicemail every time. Hey girl, leave a message and I'll get back to you when I can. Spoiler, she never did. Tried showing up at places I knew they'd be. Cafe where we used to meet regularly. Jessica there with different people, styling her latest hair transformation. Spotted me and gave a weird wave. Didn't invite me over. Felt invisible, like I was watching my own life from outside. Megan at the bookstore we used to browse together. Pretended not to see me completely. Or maybe genuinely didn't notice, too absorbed in her own world. The breaking point came on a particularly awful Tuesday. Boss pulled me aside again about performance issues. Threatened my job security and corporate speak. Family situation reached peak toxicity. Felt like I was drowning in problems. Called Jessica, genuinely sobbing. Actually picked up this time, miracle. Ellen, what's wrong? Sounded annoyed, not concerned. Could hear music and laughter in the background. I'm falling apart. Everything's going wrong. I just need someone to talk to. Look, I get that you're going through stuff, but honestly, pause. Muffled conversation with someone else. We all have problems. You can't just dump everything on other people. Felt like she'd punched me through the phone. Dump everything? I'm asking my best friend for support. I'm not your therapist, Ellen. Figure it out. Hung up on me. Sat there, staring at my phone in complete shock. Tried Megan one last desperate time. I know you said you're busy, but I'm really struggling with some serious issues. And I wouldn't be reaching out if I didn't genuinely need help. Her response came back quickly for once. Ellen, I think you might be going through something that requires professional help. I'm not qualified to deal with this level of emotional intensity. Perhaps it would be better if you spoke to a counselor. Clinical, detached, like I was a case study. Not a friend who'd spent months sharing intimate details of our lives. Realized she'd been evaluating me this whole time. Not connecting, just observing like I was entertainment. Sat alone in my apartment that night, scrolling through months of text conversations, looking for signs I'd missed. Realized our deep friendships had been completely one-sided. I'd been doing most of the emotional labor, asking about their lives, remembering details, offering support. They'd been taking notes, not taking part. Jessica had been performing friendship for social media content. Megan had been conducting psychological experiments. Neither had ever really cared about me as a person, just enjoyed having someone who made them feel superior. The irony hit like a freight train. All those times I'd mocked male friendships as shallow, dismissed guys as emotionally unavailable, laughed at their simple bonding activities. Meanwhile, my sophisticated female friendships crumbled instantly. The moment I actually needed something real, those guys I'd ridiculed stuck by each other through genuine crises, helped each other move, covered shifts when someone was sick, showed up without being asked when things got tough, while my enlightened girlfriends vanished at the first sign of actual problems. Completely alone now. No Jessica with her constant hair changes and desperate attention-seeking. No Megan with her cold analysis and superior attitude. Just me and the crushing realization that I'd been totally wrong. About friendship, about gender differences, about human nature. Everything I'd believed about myself and my relationships was built on lies. Next few weeks were brutal. Avoided all the places where I might run into Jessica or Megan. Couldn't handle seeing them living their best lives while I was falling apart. Work situation got worse. Manager basically put me on probation. Ellen, we need to see dramatic improvement, or we'll have to make changes. Family drama escalated into full-blown warfare. Lawyers getting involved, relationships permanently damaged. Had never felt so isolated in my entire life. Spent most evenings alone, questioning everything I thought I knew. About friendship, loyalty, human nature in general. Started noticing things I'd been blind to before. Walking to work, past that same coffee shop every day. Began actually observing the male groups I used to mock. First time really paying attention instead of just judging. Tuesday morning, saw familiar faces from months ago. Same group of guys, but one was missing. Overheard fragments of conversation. Jake's been having a rough time since his dad passed. Should we check on him tonight? Already texted him, told him we're coming over with food. No dramatic announcements, no social media posts about being supportive. Just quiet, practical care for their friend. Wednesday, different group at lunch. One guy looked stressed, kept checking his phone anxiously. Interview didn't go well, might not get the promotion. His friends immediately started problem solving. My cousin works in that industry, want me to make some calls. Got connections at 3 other companies. Let's update your resume. Drinks are on us until you land something better. No analysis of his psychological state. No suggestions to seek professional help. Just immediate, actionable support. Began watching more carefully over the following days. Group of guys from the gym I'd always dismissed as meatheads. One hadn't shown up for workouts in over a week. His buddies went to his apartment to check on him. Found out he'd been struggling with depression. Didn't lecture him about mental health awareness. Didn't make it about themselves or their own experiences. Just showed up consistently, every day until he was ready to come back. No fanfare, no expecting gratitude, genuine concern translated into reliable presence. Contrast became painfully obvious. Remembered when Jessica's boyfriend broke up with her 6 months ago. She'd made it into a 3-week social media drama. Constant posts about healing journey and self-love. Megan and I were expected to validate every emotional update, analyze every text from the ex-boyfriend, attend emergency coffee meetings to discuss her feelings. But when I needed support, got dismissed immediately. Figure it out yourself, and not my job to be your therapist. The hypocrisy was staggering. Started seeing male friendship dynamics everywhere. Co-workers at other retail stores helping each other with shifts. Guys at bus stops sharing earbuds without being asked. Neighbors lending tools, fixing cars, moving furniture. No big emotional conversations about the meaning of friendship. Just showing up when needed. Practical help, consistent reliability. Everything I'd dismissed as shallow was actually profoundly solid, built on actions rather than words, proven through consistency rather than proclaimed through social media. Meanwhile, tried reaching out to other female friends from the periphery, acquaintances from work, old classmates, anyone. Same pattern emerged over and over. Surface-level interest until actual problems came up. Then, sudden unavailability, vague excuses, gradual ghosting. Going through my own stuff right now. Maybe we should talk when you're in a better headspace. Have you considered therapy? Apparently, having problems made me socially radioactive. One particularly enlightening incident happened at work. Coworker named Marcus was dealing with serious family illness. His girlfriend left him because he was too stressed and negative. Several female employees whispered about how draining he'd become. He's bringing down the whole mood in here. Someone should tell him to keep personal problems at home. But the male employees quietly adjusted, covered his difficult shifts without being asked, brought him coffee during breaks, included him in lunch groups when he seemed isolated. No one made speeches about brotherhood or male solidarity, just practical, consistent support until things improved. Realized I'd been completely backwards about gender and friendship, had bought into some fantasy about female emotional sophistication, while dismissing male bonds as primitive and superficial. Truth was exactly the opposite. Female friendships, in my experience, were performative, based on entertainment value and social positioning. The moment you stopped being fun or started having real problems, you became a liability to be managed or discarded. Male friendships were built on reliability, less talking about feelings, more actually being there when it mattered. Started questioning everything I'd believed about myself. Was I actually a good friend to Jessica and Megan? Reviewed our relationships with brutal honesty, realized I'd been just as shallow and self-serving. Enjoyed Jessica's drama because it made me feel stable by comparison. Liked Megan's cold analysis because it made me feel emotionally superior. Never really cared about them as complete people. Just wanted validation and entertainment from our interactions. No wonder they'd drop me so easily. I'd been using them the same way they'd been using me. The revelation was humbling and devastating. Everything I'd mocked about male friendship was what I desperately needed. Loyalty that didn't depend on mood or convenience. Support that showed up in actions rather than words. Friends who stuck around when life got messy. Instead, I'd chosen relationships based on wit and sophistication. People who made me feel intellectually superior. Bonds that crumbled the moment they required actual sacrifice. Watching those guys at the coffee shop became a daily ritual. They weren't having deep psychological discussions. Mostly talked about work, sports, random observations. But when one was struggling, the others adjusted naturally. Picked up extra tabs, included him in plans, checked in regularly. No dramatic interventions or emotional processing sessions, just quiet, consistent presence until things improved. The kind of friendship I'd never experienced but desperately wanted. Began to understand why my relationships always felt unstable. Had prioritized cleverness over character. Chosen friends who entertained me rather than ones who'd support me. Valued people who made me feel superior rather than ones who challenged me to be better. Confused emotional intensity with emotional maturity. Mistook psychological analysis for genuine care. Built friendships on judgment of others rather than acceptance of each other. Most painful realization was about my own behavior. Remembered times when Jessica or Megan had tried to share real problems. Jessica's anxiety about her future after graduation. Megan's struggles with workplace discrimination. I'd responded with surface-level sympathy, then quickly redirected conversations back to more entertaining topics. Never offered practical help or consistent check-ins. Just wanted to get through the uncomfortable parts. Returned to our usual routine of mocking other people, sitting alone in that coffee shop one evening, watching the same group of guys include a newcomer seamlessly. Guy looked lonely, clearly didn't know anyone. They just started talking to him about the game on TV. Within an hour, he was part of the conversation. No background checks, no evaluation period. Just basic human decency and inclusion. Realized I'd never seen female groups do this. Women tended to be more exclusive, more judgmental about newcomers. Required extensive vetting before acceptance. Contrast hit me like cold water. Male friendships I'd dismissed as simple were actually generous. They didn't require constant emotional labor to maintain. Weren't based on sharing secrets or analyzing personalities, built on shared activities and mutual reliability. When problems arose, they responded with practical help, not amateur therapy sessions or dramatic emotional processing. Just showed up, helped out, and kept showing up until things improved. Started feeling genuine envy watching these relationships. The ease of interaction, the lack of hidden agendas. No one was performing friendship for social credit. No one was documenting their loyalty for social media. Just people who enjoyed each other's company and took care of each other when needed. Everything I thought I wanted from Jessica and Megan, but had never actually experienced. Final wake-up call came unexpectedly. Ran into Jessica at the mall, couldn't avoid the encounter. She was with new friends, different crowd entirely. Barely acknowledged me, clearly uncomfortable. "Oh, hey Ellen, how are things?" Tone suggested she didn't actually want to know. New friends, looking at me like I was interrupting something important. Conversation lasted maybe 2 minutes before she made excuses. "Great seeing you. We should definitely catch up soon." Universal code for never contact me again. Watched her walk away laughing with people who'd replaced me. Realized I'd been just as replaceable to her as she was becoming to me. Walking home, past the coffee shop one more time. Same group of guys, but now I saw them completely differently. Not as shallow bros performing masculinity, but as people who'd figured out something I'd missed entirely. How to build relationships based on reliability rather than entertainment. How to support each other without making it about themselves. How to be present without being dramatic about it. Everything I'd thought was primitive was actually sophisticated. Everything I'd thought was shallow was actually deep. Got home and looked at myself honestly for the first time. Admitted I'd been wrong about almost everything. Wrong about friendship, wrong about gender dynamics, wrong about what mattered in relationships. Spent years feeling superior to people who were actually better at human connection. Mocked bonds that were stronger than anything I'd ever experienced. Built my identity on being smarter than everyone else. while completely missing the point of what friendship actually meant. Deleted Jessica and Megan's numbers from my phone, not out of anger, but out of acceptance. We'd never been real friends anyway, just people using each other for validation and entertainment. They'd moved on because that's what people do. When the entertainment value runs out, couldn't even blame them, really. I'd have done the same thing in their position, probably had done the same thing to other people without realizing it. Sat in the silence of my apartment, no constant text chains analyzing other people's lives, no plans to meet up and feel superior to strangers, no performances of sophisticated friendship, just me and the crushing realization that I'd wasted years pursuing relationships that were fundamentally hollow, while dismissing the kind of friendship I actually needed, the kind those guys at the coffee shop had figured out intuitively. Simple, reliable, and real,